In the season conclusion of Young Sheldon, we finally learn why Mary was so angry with George in The Big Bang Theory. After Young Sheldon retconning George's infidelity story, his father was finally cleared of his alleged worst crime. This concluded the prequel's attempt to rectify his reputation, which had been set in motion by the stories told about him in TBT by Sheldon and Mary. Since the adult Sheldon, played by Jim Parsons, confessed his wrongdoings against his father in the Young Sheldon finale, the remaining unsolved question regarding George's actual legacy is Mary's treatment of her late husband in The Big Bang Theory. The creative choice for the prequel, Young Sheldon, to rehabilitate George was spot on. It would have been easy to turn him into a punchline on The Big Bang Theory, but the family drama/comedy would have wasted many funny moments on a one-dimensional character. On the other hand, it heightens the sadness of witnessing the Cooper patriarch's downfall, which is particularly devastating given that he was almost living the life he had always imagined. Despite their tumultuous relationship, even Meemaw was saddened by George's passing. Following George's untimely passing, the Coopers must cope with the consequences of losing their patriarch. Episode 13 of Young Sheldon's 7th season, Funeral, depicts the family holding a memorial service for Sheldon's dad. This involves Mary preside over the funeral service for her husband and delivering a eulogy. Midway through her speech, Mary opens up about her feelings, namely, her anger at George for abandoning her, especially given the trajectory their relationship was taking prior to his tragic heart attack. In The Big Bang Theory, adult Georgie indicated that Mary will eventually be too distraught to function, which is why he had to step in. As a coping method for the most recent disaster, Mary channels her sadness into rap. This isn't unusual, but if she manages her emotions well, it should have been temporary. Nonetheless, she doesn't, as shown in Memoir, the 14th episode of Young Sheldon's 7th season. Her excessive clinging to coping mechanisms prevents her from confronting the problem directly. In The Big Bang Theory, adult Georgie indicated that Mary will eventually be too distraught to function, which is why he had to step in. Unfortunately, she would much rather vent her frustrations onto George than accept the reality that she has just lost her soulmate. Since her husband's death was a result of medical complications, Mary had no one or object to hold responsible for the tragedy. Even though she was angry with God for what had transpired, her religious beliefs kept her from expressing her wrath in her moving funeral speech. It was only about a month after George's death that she said she couldn't hold on to her wrath. Even as Young Sheldon grows out of her attitude, Mary refuses to change. As she dealt with George's death, she found that bad-mouthing him helped ease her grief. In the days leading up to the burial, Mary reiterates her stance from The Big Bang Theory. She has no intention of getting married again. Despite having a more serious relationship in Texas and a steamy evening with Leonard's dad, she stayed unmarried for the most part. While their marriage was in shambles, George had an illicit affair with Brenda Sparks, which his wife discovered in due time.